Let's talk about what it takes to be a successful real estate agent. So, on today's episode of Being Present in Real Estate, which we have talked about what being present means, it's being present of mind, being present in body, like being actually there for your clients. But what does it actually take to be successful in real estate? So, today we're going to talk about it. I'm Danielle Shepard, your host of Being Present in Real Estate. And thank you for tuning in again. So let's talk about it. So, three traits. We're going to just talk about three traits of a successful real estate agent. The first trait, I think, and this is, of course, all of my opinion, it's not anyone else's. This is not research based. It is just my opinion. So, three traits that I think a successful real estate agent should have. Well, I'm just going to one by one. The first trait I think a successful real estate agent should have is empathy. What is empathy? I think a successful real estate agent should be able to understand, to be able to empathize what a client is going through. They should be able to realize that finding a home is tough, that understanding what you want can change from day to day. I always tell my buyers that I understand that you may give me this checklist of what your wants and needs are, and that you think this is what you want. But let's go look at it. It is amazing to me how many times that people who say, oh my gosh, I need this open concept house. I need to be able to see all of these things. I need to watch my children play. I need all of this. They want that open concept. And then we go and look at an open concept house, like a truly open concept that here's your kitchen and your sink is in the island and it's open to the dining room and it's open to the living room. And then they start thinking about, I have to keep my kitchen clean all the time. If someone comes over, oh my gosh, I always have to, I can't hide my dirty dishes. Or if my kids need to do their homework at the kitchen table and my husband is watching the game on the TV, that's not going to work. So a lot of times people, especially first-time home buyers, think they want this thing. They think they want things, but then they go and see it and they don't. And not everything we want fits in these little boxes. So a trait of a successful real estate agent understands and is flexible and goes with the flow and adjusts. They empathize. Now, going along with that is number two, the second trait of becoming or being a successful real estate agent. And that is you have to be a good listener. So you have to be a good listener. So being a good listener actually can take on a couple of different roles. In a lot of real estate circles, we laugh because we talk about being therapists. And it's great because we do become very close with our clients. And it is awesome that they trust us enough to tell us their deepest, darkest secrets. Sometimes it is not the best secret to have. one time, and kind of funny. One time I had this transaction and it was on a brand new build, and we were about a week from closing. We had already done our final walkthrough, or our blue tape walkthrough. We had not done our final walkthrough. We were a week from closing, but we had done our blue tape walkthrough. Everything went great. I had called the seller or the buyer, the husband, to just say, hey, oh, something hadn't been in yet. I don't even remember what it was. This was a long time ago. But what I do remember is him saying, I don't think we can close on the house. And I said, I'm sorry, what? He said, yeah, I'm not going to buy the house. And I'm like, is everything okay? Did y'all's plans change? Did, what's happened? And he said, we got our final closing documents and I was reading through them and I looked over at my wife and I said to myself, I don't think I can spend the next 30 years with this woman. And he said, so I don't want to buy a house with her. At that point, my jaw dropped, hit the floor because I'm like, I don't know what to say to that. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Do you want me to just put things on hold? Do you think y'all need to just talk? Because I'm listening. And I'm like, what? We can just put it on hold. I know the builder. I know we can just take a break for a minute and y'all talk and stuff. He's like, no, I haven't told her yet, but I'm filing for divorce tomorrow. What? Uh, and then he drops the next bombshell. Can you tell her for me that I'm not buying the house? No, no, I can't. No. No. So I appreciate that I am a great listener and I can empathize. Number one. But no, I'm not going to tell her. But it's that therapist piece. He felt comfortable enough with me to open up and tell me things, and I listen, and that's great. Oh, well, needless to say, we didn't close, and they're not together. Yeah, it's sad. But I guess it's better off than buying a house and then having to get divorced. So that's never fun either. But a lot of times when we think about listening to our clients, we only think about listening to their wants and their needs and this list. And it's not about that. Sometimes it's about listening to that wants and needs, but it's reading between the lines. One of the questions that I ask my clients is, do y'all have any pets? So if they tell me, yeah, I have a dog or, what I have that, well, then I'm going to ask them what kind of dog they have because I want them to tell me about their pet. Because when they tell me about their pet, one, they're going to get excited and I'm going to listen. But then I'm going to know what kind of yard that they need to have. If they have a dog that is rambunctious and playful and, just full of life and energy that needs to have a big yard to run around, that's what I need to find. If they have an escape artist, like a, husky dog, I need to work on that too. There's different characteristics of houses that people need, and sometimes they don't realize that they need. You read between the lines, or you listen between the lines. When you're talking to your clients and you're asking them these open-ended questions about their life and what's bringing them to this decision to buy a house or to sell a house and what's bringing them there. If you read between the lines, they're telling you a lot more than just the facts. They're telling you the why, and you have to listen for that because that's going to help you. Another one of the questions that I ask sellers is, what made you fall in love with this house when you bought it? And sometimes sellers are like, why are you asking me that? Well, one, I tell them, I'm like, well, the same reason that you love this house is the same reason someone else will. And that's usually pretty true. But I ask them this because I want them to reminisce about their house, to feel good, to love this house, to think of it in a positive light, to remember that feeling when they first bought it and what they loved about it. Sometimes we forget after we've been there a while. I have heard stories from, I loved this house because I could see myself rocking my grandkid on the front porch, to we loved the ceiling fans. It's just all kinds of stuff. So there was this one house that they had these ceiling fans that looked like antique, uh, the old antique oscillating fans. And so they were on the ceiling, and then they rotated, and then they turned and rotated. And it was weird. I was like intrigued by them, but literally these people, they could not get those fans out of their mind. And I was like, well, you don't have to buy this house because of those fans. We can find those fans and put them in any house. But those fans made that house for them. So that's why they bought it. So listening to your clients gives you a lot of insight about things that they love, things that are important to them, helps you get to know them. And going on with that therapist part, you also get to learn about their family, their kids, sometimes tragedy. And sometimes you get to be there for them through some hard times. Remember, we talked about buying a house or selling a house isn't about the money where it shouldn't be. It's about relationships. And listening is what leads to those relationships. So that's the second trait of being a successful real estate agent. The third one is, successful real estate agent needs to be purpose driven, not money driven, purpose driven. Your purpose needs to be your clients, and you need to keep them center of mind. In every decision you make, in every transaction, you always need to remember who you're working for. We've talked about before agent egos getting in the way. They do that. And when agent egos get in the way, it's because they're forgetting who they work for. They're forgetting their purpose. They're forgetting that my job is to represent that buyer and seller to the best of my ability, no matter what I think, no matter what I want. Some of the hardest things to learn when you are a new agent is to take yourself out of the equation. It is very easy for us to say, well, I wouldn't buy that, or I don't like that. Oh my God, that paint color is bad. Why would you paint your house black? Why would you I don't want a purple house. Why? Oh my God. Why would you only want a 1-bedroom house? Why would you? It isn't about us. Your and my, or my and your, me and you. We, as agents, it don't matter at all. And it is hard for every agent to get that concept. I don't care who you are. And every agent that I've ever met has had some story of a situation where they have been like, I would have never bought that house. But it's not about us. It's not about me. A long time ago, gosh, I was probably in my third year of real estate. I had these clients, young couple, young military couple. And I was so excited for them. They were buying their first house. They were newlyweds. They had come from California and they were just super cute. They were cute people. I just love them. They had a good budget, they were fine. And they kept, I would send them listings in their budget and they wanted to be close to Fort Hood, which is great because they didn't want to have to commute. So we were going and looking at houses and they fell in love with this one house. And I did not fall in love with that house. And I like literally you could see it on my face. I know because I do not. My face gives everything away. It's kind of expressive. And I remember when I walked into this house and I had this look on my face and I didn't even realize it. And my client said, "Oh my gosh, do you not like this house?" And I'm like, "No, no, this is great." She's like, "Well, your face is just And I was like, "No, no, 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 no." And I'm playing it off, but I had to check myself because yeah, my face was like, "Oh no, this house is no, 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 no. It's a bad house." And they loved it. Would it have been somewhere I would have lived? In that house? No, I did not like that house. No, hated that house. But they loved it. They still love it. They still live there. I still send them Christmas cards there. But the fact that she said to me, "Oh, your face, um, not about me." And that was my wake up call. That it doesn't matter what I think or what I want or it's not my house. And that's one of the biggest lessons that new agents, because like I said, I was new. 3 years in, you're still new. Biggest lesson that I had to learn as a new agent is not about me, not where I would live, not what I would like. And you have to learn to take yourself out of the equation. And sometimes as agents, we say things without realizing that we're swaying our clients, especially new home buyers, when we're just trying to do what's best for them, but sometimes we do. Keeping your clients in the forefront of your mind. Your purpose. Your purpose is to buy and sell real estate for your clients, like to help them buy and sell real estate. That's your purpose. To help and represent them. I absolutely love working with buyers and sellers. I like buyers more. I get the excitement out of first time home buyers, especially. I love going to the closing table. I love seeing the light in their eyes, and that rejuvenates me. Even when I've had a rough week, even when a transaction is like a flippin' nightmare. Once I get to that closing table with those new first time home buyers, I'm ready to go again. So, 3 traits of a successful real estate agent. Number 1, be empathetic. Show empathy. Be understanding. Number 2, be a good listener. Not just for the needs and wants, but be a good listener in between the lines. Even when you have to be a therapist sometimes. And number 3, remember your purpose. Be purpose driven. It's not about the money. I still have to say that a lot. But remember who you're here to serve. Have the servant's heart, because this is a serve business. And if you don't like people and you don't like customer service, not the business for you. Those are the 3 things. Everybody have a great week. Thank you again for tuning in to Being Present in Real Estate. I love doing this podcast. I love talking to you all and just bringing some kindness back, bringing some vision back to the world of real estate, hoping to bring up some trust and more accountability to our profession. Let's make our profession a little bit higher than attorneys or politicians. We got to bring us up the scale a little bit. So y'all have a great week. Subscribe and listen. I am on all of those podcast categories: Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, all of them. So, Being Present in Real Estate, look me up. Y'all have a great week. Take care.